I found myself right in the middle of things. I'm standing on a median, and if you are on the busy stretch of this ECR, then there's nothing more annoying than driving for miles at end and having no gastronomic pit stop. But hey, I've snipped one out and it's right here, and it's a little piece of China.
Red Dragon is a recent addition to the stretch of the ECR. This 12,000 square foot Chinatown is more like a China hamlet once inside. The red lanterns and decor transport you from the dusty roads outside into a cozy ambience that tries to be as Chinese as possible.
Well, this is a nice little place, and the best attraction of this place is the LCD screen that plays out all your Chinese movies to help you get a lot more cozier. Now, isn't that really cool? You have food and movies to help you get and enjoy a good meal here. But well, I'm here for the former, which is the food. So why not we start off with a Cantonese dumpling called the wonton.
As my Jackie Chan movie played out, my wontons arrived hot and crispy. Made with the simple filling of finely chopped carrots, beans, cabbage, spring onions and ginger, this is a simple recipe to enjoy with the wonton sauce. However, here the option is also ketchup.
Ketchup, I know. Well, it is a simple recipe, but I'm not complaining about it. Now, there are other variations of the wonton that you can try, and the more healthier ones, and that's like the wonton soup. Now, it is a far better pick than these samosa-like starters. Well, do forgive my comparison, right?
Well, I hope to compare the remaining food to the actual Chinese taste. So I went right ahead and ordered a chicken yan chow fried rice, a Beijing chicken and a Thai ribbon noodles as my main course.
Now, due to the weather conditions and the temperature in China, there are 57 odd regional styles of cooking. Now, I've gone ahead today and I've ordered all the known foods according to a Chinese person, which is the greasy and the deep fried foods. But the fact of the matter is that Chinese food is all about balance.
And talking of balance, the chicken yan chow fried rice is testimony to that. The calorie-rich fried rice is balanced with a white sauce made with cabbage, chicken and spring onions. The crunchy chicken, on the other hand, is a lot like how the Chinese like it, bite-sized pieces of meat. The soya sauce-flavored chicken is meant to be eaten hot.
Now, the crunchy chicken is made with ginger, garlic, onions, green peppers and soya sauce, 2 varieties to be specific. Now, soya sauce tends to have a very high salt content, which means as much as possible try to combine it with something less bland. Now, what I've done is I've gone with the yan chow fried rice, and it's a really good option to go for, especially if you don't like too much spice. As for the fried rice itself, now I'm not a very big fan of egg, but apart from that, I think the fried rice is really nice.
Ribbon noodles was an option as selected merely for the variation. The presentation isn't top-notch, but this recipe is made with the routine vegetables and egg.
Now, the Thai ribbon noodles is got a very Indianized flavor to it. I mean, it's not as bland as the yan chow fried rice on the other hand. What I really like about this particular dish is just that I went for it because it was a variation dish. Now, there's one dish at Red Dragon that you cannot miss. It's on the menu, it's on the takeaway as well. It's the beggar's chicken, and I'm not leaving this place without trying the beggar's chicken.
The beggar's chicken story is pretty interesting. An old beggar cooked himself a stuffed chicken and found out that the king's guards were coming in his direction. So not wanting to part with his meal, he flung the chicken into a clay pot, and the result? An aromatic, full-bodied and juicy dish. Irresistible and lip-smackingly sinful.
What? I thought I described everything about the chicken. Well, it's really well cooked and the flavors in the chicken, the beggar's chicken, is really nice. And I'm glad I stopped and had this. Now, if you do happen to have more time on your hands and you'd like to bring in your children as well, then a good option to go for is also the desserts. The desserts are unique and they're pretty nice. It's a good effort, I would say. Now, overall, Red Dragon has really nice food, but what stands out for me the most is its value for money.
Exactly, value for money. Red Dragon is the only place on the stretch of the ECR to have the lowest prices in their menu. A lobster for 350 rupees, a steal. If you're wondering how and why, then owner Anush has the answers.
When we planned the menu for this restaurant, we had one thing in mind. The pricing should be very low and provide the highest quality possible in the pricing. And I don't think we have much of competition here. Even though this place is like a food court, Red Dragon is the only Chinese restaurant in ECR, not in ECR, the whole of Chennai, who serve the best Chinese food for the lowest price. And generally when you go to a Chinese restaurant, you can see people just ordering for a fried rice and no side dish because the pricing is too high. In Red Dragon, you can just go for a lobster even when you come in a bike. You don't need a BMW to come to a restaurant to order a lobster.
Glad I hit the brakes at this restaurant. Now the ambience for one is a definite refreshing change from the road outside. As for the food, well, a couple of hits, a couple of misses, but you know what, as Confucius said, to be happy and contented, one must let go of the meaning of happy or content. Now with that thought, remember you guys have a chance to be on the show, so remember, answer this week's competition question.
Do you know how many varieties of cheese are there? A. 200, B. 63.5 or C. 400. Send in your answers to feedback@ndtv-hindu.com.